Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back with another request from you guys. This one is going to be the Iwami. So, I decided to try out the Iwami with the new Borg Queen Commander and yeah, I gotta say, she's pretty good for the Japanese battleships. So, Colorado and Andrew Cunningham is our inspirations. We've got Flammable Cannoneer, Gyrating Drill Bits, Master Mechanic, High Octane Warrior, and of course Fight Fire with Fire. We are running Aiming Systems Module 1, Steering Gears Mod 2, Concealment System Module, and we are running Main Battery Mod 3 for a little bit faster reload for every 30,000 damage we do. Alright. So, with all of that being said, let's get in and get to the gameplay, shall we? Alrighty, so we are going to be on Haven, and we're going to have an interesting match. The Iwami is something that I personally don't play a whole lot of, but I don't really hate the ship. It's pretty solid most of the time. But the game that you're about to see is going to be the perfect example of why, like, the big games just don't seem to happen for me all that much anymore. And we've talked about this just about every video, I feel like, this week. But it's the truth. Like, we're going to showcase exactly what's going to happen. Now, right out the gate, we're going to end up having to mute a guy in chat because dude is just, like, randomly chit-chatting in the background with somebody who's not on the game. So, I hate that. You guys know that. Like, it drives me crazy when somebody just sits there talking to somebody in the background. It's like, dude, just mute yourself. Like, you know you got a microphone on. You know you're playing a game. Common courtesy. If you're talking to somebody in the background, just mute yourself. But it's alright. I'll mute you for me. But anyway, we're going to push up the left flank. We're going to try to do the best we can. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to the Worcester that's right next to me. This Worcester and I, initially, we're going to have a bit of a disagreement. Not like a crazy disagreement or anything like that. It's just going to be one of those things where he, like, is not completely with the game, and then when he shows up, he's kind of going to get right in the way. But, to his credit, he does back off and give me some room. So, shout out to him. And he's going to be pretty useful during the match. But, I am going to try to put myself in position to help the team. You can see Wisconsin's pushing in. I don't want to take that shot. First of all, there's not a lot of damage to be had there. So we're going to roll forward. We're going to drop our torpedoes in his path just in case. You never know. I'm going to assume that he's going to the island here, so I'm going to put the torps down towards the island. Again, this is just one of those times where having, like, a little bit of knowledge about what's generally going to happen in a match comes in handy. But you can see clearly we have a Dutch cruiser nearby. And we have the Colombo pushing up. We have the Wisconsin. There's torpedoes going everywhere for everybody. I am going to feast on these guys because these guys are completely incompetent. And you can see right here. Now, again, this isn't 100% his fault. I'm the one maneuvering my ship, and I should probably pay a little bit more attention as well. But again, it's one of those situations where I'm a battleship, man. You're in a cruiser. We gotta, like, avoid one another. Because if any of these guys get a look at my broadside, and this is what I said in the moment, I was like, dude, I just need a little bit of room, because if any of these guys get a look at my broadside, I'm just dead. Right? There's no pass and go, no collected $200, just gone. But, you could say we do get a torp hit, and again, this is just exactly what I was talking about, where, like, you know where people are going to be. They're so predictable most of the time. Now, that guy pushed a lot further forward than I was even expecting. But it didn't matter, because we'd already put the shot, or the torps in the way anyway. I expected him to kind of hug that rock over there. Speaking of not expecting the enemy to do stupid things, the Colombo is about to showcase his willingness to throw a ship away, and you can see that the Colombo is broadside as crap. And, I mean, 410mm guns pointed at your broadside, even at this range, it's going to struggle to miss, right? So, we hit him for about half his hit points, getting a single citadel there, but landing 6 out of 8 shells. Can't really argue with that. He takes some torpedoes, and you can see the destroyers there. Our teammates are focusing the destroyer. I told them I would go ahead and get rid of the Colombo. I even called that this is dead Colombo, and sure enough, I was correct. Apparently, just sailing straight in a straight line and being broadside is a bad idea. You could have seen that coming. Now, the next push is just something that I decided to do because I've got a couple of cruisers behind me that can help with DPM, but the majority, like, I'm not afraid of a defense most of the time. There are some good defense players, but most of the time it's just feast on them with a battleship. And then, of course, Johan up close goes real hard in my favor, right? Again, I do overmatch both these guys. Obviously, I think defense has a little bit of a extended belt, but we can go straight through the bow and just chunk the man and get a citadel through his bow as well. But you can see as I come around the corner here, these guys are shooting at my teammates at the moment. But as I come around the corner, they're trapped. Where are they going to go? So Johan is backed up against the island. He's literally bow tanking me. I'm going to go ahead and go through the cheek once again on the defense, and we're going to slap the man once again. And now it's time for me to start angling, because if the defense and the Johan decide to shoot AP, they can absolutely citadel me at this range. So we don't want to play around with it. We also know that there are torpedoes coming from that defense. Shocker, right? Now, this is where I have a little bit more of a disagreement. I didn't say anything in chat necessarily to the guy, but I kind of wish that the Worcester was a little closer to radar this defense here, because now that he's already launched one set of torps, he gets 4 off each side of his ship, and it doesn't take much turning to be able to get those second set of torpedoes off. But Johan is my biggest threat here because he's trying to get my broadside for one reason or another. So we're going to go ahead and shoot straight through the bow and send him to the shadow run. And of course we managed to dodge all the torps except the one. He saves one torpedo and manages to hit home, and look at the damage. Blam! Over 15,000 damage, I think, done, and he gets the permaflood, and he knocks out by propulsion. And out of all of that, the thing that I'm most upset about is the fact that he knocks out by propulsion, because if you look at the last of the people on the enemy team, look at their position. They haven't left their spawn yet. Like, they're still on their spawn. That's how quickly this game has gone. We have completely wiped out the left flank. We have put ourselves in a position to potentially flank the enemy, and of course the very last thing that happens is the enemy torpedo knocks out my goddamn propulsion, meaning I can no longer chase the enemy, and it's going to take a long time for me to get that back. Now, 15 seconds doesn't seem like a long time until you're just sitting here with your thumb up your back, and you're like, well, what am I doing? You know, but unfortunately our Minagumo succumbs to their Minagumo. But our teammates are trying to push forward. You can see they're coming out of the A cap, going into the Charlie cap. Most of them are cutting through. One person is following me. I think it's the Worcester that's actually following me right now. I could be wrong, but once we finally get our engines back, we're going to be able to push into the Delta cap and then come up and have some crossfires potentially for the other guys. But the main thing that I want you guys to pay attention to is just how quickly everything went south for that team. Like, you had the 2 dummies in the battleship charge straight in, and they had a destroyer escort, and he got obliterated as well. Then you had the 2 cruisers that were just sitting there waiting to die, and it's over. Like, their team never had a chance. So whether or not you can blame the left guys. Now, this is the other part. The guys on the left side of the map are potentially chasing a kiting cruiser. We've talked about this before many times. We don't chase kites, right? The only time kiting is effective is if people are willing to chase you. Now, you cannot blame the cruiser up there for deciding to kite in a situation where he is 1v4 right now in a cruiser. Target-rich environment doesn't justify getting yeeted, okay? So he's going to withdraw, as he should, and as he withdraws, we're going to come across and we're going to try to cause problems for the enemy. Our team manages to grab the Charlie cap. They are now moving into the Bravo cap. The destroyer should be in a position to stop that, you would think, because the destroyer was right there at the Bravo cap. So you'd think he'd be filling that entire area with torpedoes, but you can see I am spotted now, which means that the destroyer's likely close by. And you can see the torps going into the gap, and the Minagumo goes behind the island. We try to get a shot over the island on the Minagumo, completely blind shot. And we completely with, not shocking. It's hard to hit destroyers with these guns at any sort of range, because you just get so much dispersion. They just spread out so much. But Yama is going to make a critical error. He's going to try to push himself straight into the unit, straight into our team. And look at the crossfire that we get right here. Like, you can't ask for much better shots, right? this is why we don't go with the team, we come around the team. And you can see our team is actively trying to kind of throw there. We lost our cruiser on the outside edge, unfortunately. He wasn't able to get away. The guys that are sneaking through the middle, I think we lost one of those guys as well. But you can see Yama is kind of stuck here. He's going to have to choose who he bow tanks. Now, obviously, with a Minagumo and a smoke screen ahead of me, that doesn't feel particularly fun, right? But we do have a potential radar cruiser behind me. But for some reason or another, he never actually gets him radared. I know he said he was going to radar, and I'm not sure if he radared too soon, maybe, and we just didn't get a chance to see the guy. But I figured this Yama was going to beach himself and stay relatively safe there. Unfortunately for me, he just gets yeeted. Man's just eats every torpedo known to mankind, and that's going to be a GG for him. Then suddenly, there's just nothing left. And of course, he gets one good shot against me and absolutely crushes me. But, yeah, there's just not a lot of damage to be had left in this match. Izumo goes down, and that just leaves this Minagumo. Now, I'm not spotted. And so one of two options happen. Either he's hiding behind this island, waiting to yellow rush me, or he used his smoke screen to jump out to the right and get behind the island. And you can see now that I get spotted, I'm thinking, okay, he's clearly far enough away that that's exactly what happened. So you can see where my guns are aiming right now. I'm like, okay, he's clearly up that direction. And eventually he does get spotted, and we're going to go ahead and take some shots at him. A little bit of a goofy shot there, but I think we catch him with a couple. But he's not long for this world. You got Worcester shooting at him. You got everybody in the middle potentially able to shoot at him. And then, of course, I'm expecting torpedoes, so I'm changing course, which leaves me with just two guns over the bow to shoot at the guy. And you can see torpedoes are coming, but we managed to dodge it. And look at that. This is why I don't shoot at destroyers too often with this thing. But we did hit him. In fairness, we did hit him. But, yeah, you can see that grouping, not ideal. Overall, the Iwami, still pretty solid ship. I definitely prefer it over the Izumo, personally. But I'll be interested to see what you guys think. And if you let me know down in the comments below. And if you like what you're doing, punch the like button. Leave a comment below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as always, I will see you in the next video.